Okay.
I love you guys.
I love you too. Okay, y'all. Let's, let's do it. Julie, do you have balls?
I have some tennis balls.
You have tennis balls. Okay. Just have those nearby. Heather,
Okay.
are you tapping
I
up or
have
are you
no
gonna
balls.
huh?
No, but you know what? I'll let you guys do it. I'm gonna go attend to what's going on out.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, I don't want to exclude you. Like we can do ball stuff later, but I don't know if are you sticking around? Are you not sticking around?
No, you guys do
Okay.
your thing. There's a little bit of chaos here right now.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna I'm gonna put a note on my calendar to get balls.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Cool. So you have balls?
I have
Perfect.
tennis balls,
Perfect.
and then I have these nubby balls, but they're different sizes.
Okay. Love it. Well, you get to decide what you want to do with those. So we're gonna
Okay.
finally start doing some myofascial release stuff with all of this, which I'm so excited about. And like my body needs it and craves it. And I was like, well, if I'm already doing this with you all in my calendar, I might as well take you into some of my favorite things. So we've been focusing a lot on the feet. And actually today I'd love to focus on some myofascial release in the feet and up into the calves and then integrate it with some gentle movement. So
Cool.
we can go ahead and come up to standing and have your balls on the floor. And also, you know, if you have different balls, you get to explore. I love that my spa space actually works for this.
I know.
Okay, so start just by rolling out one of the feet. And I don't remember if you were not in the class where we talked about the 3 arches of the feet because you were busy in Costa Rica. But
Okay.
focusing on the 3 arches of the feet. So we normally, I think most people think there's like 1 arch of the foot, right? Of like between the big toe and between the heel. And it's like that's the foot's arch. But really there's 3 arches because we have a tripod of our foot that creates stability because triangles are the most stable structure. And arches are also a very, very stable structure. So there's actually an arch between big toe, mound of the ball of the foot, between the heel. So explore that arch by rolling over it. Also within Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine, these inner arch represents inner organs. So like liver, gallbladder, intestines, colon, stomach. So if you're feeling tension in this particular arch of the foot, and you also can relate that to something going on, it's just a little clue. And also by actually working on the feet through these medicine systems, we're affecting those areas of the body too. Okay, the next arch is actually between the heel and the little toe side of the foot. So this is an often forgotten arch, especially because most people wore shoes at some point in life, or still do. The little pinky toe often gets kind of cranked in. And so this whole outer edge of the foot often loses that archness. It loses its stability, its structure really. And the sad thing is that this actually connects to the outer edge of the leg and up into the side body. So people who end up with hip issues and shoulder issues, guess what? That's all side body. And that starts from this arch of the foot.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah, for real, for real. And also we could say that this outer edge relates to spine. So when we're looking at reflexology, and you know, one way we can also understand like, oh, is it just woo-woo stuff? Like for me, it just makes very clear sense because the outer line, like I said, goes up the side body, which basically means it has to do with how the nerves of your feet actually connect into your glutes, and your glutes, guess what, support the spine. So, you know, that's the whole outer connection to the spine. And then the inner, actually connecting to the inner organs, is very much the inner arch connects the inner legs. So in order to actually activate the inner legs, we have to be connected to the inner arch of the feet. And then that actually travels up the front side of the body. Okay, the third arch to explore here is between the pinky toe ball of the foot and the big toe ball of the foot. This area, if you're right on the arch, according to Ayurvedic medicine and reflexology, this would be our diaphragm, so right underneath the ball of the foot. And then the ball of the foot itself is actually the lung.
Mhm.
Mm. And then go for massaging the center of the foot. As you massage the center of the foot, feel for spreading your toes out. And really the theme for this month is creating a map of the foot, more than just doing foot stuff. So even right now, just try and reconnect rolling over the whole surface of the foot somewhat systematically. So you can just get a sense of like, where am I noticing more tensions? You know, and how might that be related to something else going on? Like, I know I've had a lot of like lung stuff. There's definitely been something going around, and also my defenses have just been low. So like,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, I can feel in like the ball of my foot, there's actually like some crankiness, you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
curious, you know? Also, we could
I've
say,
had the
right, if you're
whatever's
imagining
going around.
say what?
Oh, I said I've been having the stuffiness of whatever's been going around.
Oh yeah. No, and even like Gabe couldn't make it today because he has some lung stuff, and like everybody's sick, literally. Like,
Yeah.
and I've been struggling with it for like a month. Like
Interesting.
on and off. Yeah, it has been very, very interesting. So yeah, just to round up, actually, let's go ahead and shift to the other foot. Well, before, spread out your toes and even just look at your feet, and you should notice, like, I can see the color of the foot I just massaged is totally different. And I can even like
Yep.
see it in the camera. Like, it's
Yep.
like glowing, and this one's like purple.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this is the power of doing this work. Like, it literally brings new blood flow, literally starts to create new sensations, new neurological connections, being able to feel down into the foot. And also, I can personally feel like my left foot is more anchored into the ground. Like, my right foot obviously is there and it's on the floor, but it doesn't quite feel so plugged in. So let's go ahead and start massaging the right foot, starting with the inner arch. So from the heel to the big toe side of the foot. Uh, and I was going to say, just to give another idea of the foot map as it relates to reflexology. So if the lungs are the ball of the foot, right, and then the spine goes down the outer edge, and then the organs are on the inner edge, then we have the heel, which is going to be more like the pelvis area. So then the head and the sinuses would be like the toes. So I really think this is interesting in particular because like when we wear shoes, our toes get all scrunched up. And that's related to like also some of the toes are our eyes or like sinuses and then our brain. So like all of this area of our head is being restricted by our footwear. And then also we're in this age and time where there's like so much mental stimulus. So
Mm-hmm.
we're like being asked to do more here, but also we're not, you know, at least from our feet perspective, we're actually having less wherewithal with which to do it, which I think is
Totally.
very interesting.
No wonder people feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, real like well, like we literally don't even feel our feet on the ground. So like when
Right?
people are like, "Oh, I'm so up in my head," I'm like, "Well, do you know what it feels like to have your feet on the ground?" You know,
Exactly.
like no, they don't because they've lost connection because we've like sat, we've been you know in school we sit for 8 hours and then you have shoes
Right.
on, you get to play for
Rubber
like a
soled.
bit. Oh
Yeah.
what?
Rubber soled too. So
Yeah,
we don't even, it's completely insulating us from
yeah.
connection.
Go ahead and move to heel and little toe arch. Yeah, totally. Like there's just so much to be said for for a natural lifestyle, and also just ways that we
Mhm.
can reconnect with our body and our body as a natural pharmacy for feeling good. So, and reflexology is one of the beautiful ways to do that.
Exactly.
As you're doing this, try and feel once again for a sensation of like where, if you had to, if you had a drawing of a foot, like where would you scribble in color like tension or sharpness or heaviness, dullness as you go throughout the foot. And likely one foot will be different than the other. Okay, now explore between the arch of the little toe side of the ball of the foot and the big toe side of the ball of the foot. And as you're doing that, you can practice like scrunching the toes into a fist around the ball, or you can practice spreading out the toes and spreading the muscles of the ball of the foot. Personally, as I spread the muscles of the ball of the foot and I spread my toes, then when I massage into the ball of the foot, it's like a whole another like,
Mhm.
which also lungs and sinuses with toes all scrunched. And I've had a lot of lung and sinus stuff, So,
Yes.
so it kind of, it's like, oh, we start to connect the dots. Oof. Okay, now feel for rolling the whole foot, and especially the center of the foot. So also in Ayurvedic medicine, the Marma points, the 107 acupressure points, are really powerful ways not just to affect, working with pain locally, but also to actually go deeper at an energetic level, because they're the center points that hold the body's structure together. It's how the body's organized. So they're also meeting points between muscle and fascia and ligaments and blood vessels and nerves. So they're really vital areas where we can affect a lot of what's happening at a physical level. And they're also taught to be the bridges between the physical and the energetic body. So it's also how the energy body is organizing itself. And right in the center of everything, there's a Marma point. And in the center of the foot sole, there's a Marma point. I'm like obsessed with Marma, and I will probably be teaching a Marma course at some point next year. I taught like one day of Marma in my recent biomechanics course, and it was like Marma of the face, and people were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's amazing, right?"
I don't know this. I don't know the Marma system at all, and I'm now like super curious.
It's so amazing. It's so interesting. Like I know like acupuncture and acupressure, like that's so cool too. But at least
Uh-huh.
like Marma and yoga are so related. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's the case with like acupuncture. Like, I just don't know enough to know how it talks about. I know like the meridians and all that, but I don't know how it talks about like if those are actually also connection points to spiritual or to energetic. Like I don't know enough of that. But at least within the yogic world, like an Ayurvedic world, like Marma it's literally, I think, what brings Ayurveda and yoga together, which is
That's so
so
cool.
wild. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, and then what about nadis? Are those different than Marma points?
So Marma is the end point of a nadi.
Okay.
So it's like an opening.
Okay.
So if we actually want to work with the nadis, the energetic channels, we have to work through a Marma. And if
Got
we
it.
even want to get to a chakra, we have to work through a Marma. Because a chakra is on the other end of a nadi. And it's in the
Okay.
energetic body. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like that's like super like, ooh. So especially as like a sound healer, like
Yeah. I need to know this stuff.
yeah, because then when you can work at the Marma, then it's like it opens the door to go to all these places. Okay,
Cool.
finish up, set your balls aside, and just feel your feet on the floor. Close your eyes and feel we're getting a map of how your weight distributes across the map of your foot. how weight distributes between the arch of the big toe and the heel of both feet. If you're very forward or backward leaning. Feel for connecting the big toe towards the floor, which actually helps activate the glute muscles. And as you press the heel down and the big toe down, you deepen that arch. Now connect little toe, ball of the foot down, and focus on the arch between the little toe and the heel. Pressing down the space of the ball of the foot beneath the little toe and pressing the heel down. And as you do that, we start to deepen the arch on the outer edge of the foot. You may even feel some activity in the outer calf muscles. Then feel for pressing through the arch of the little toe side of the foot and the big toe side of the foot. Maybe spreading the toes and pressing toes down. Now bring your weight into the very center of the sole of your foot. Neither left nor right, forward nor back, very center. You're in a point known as Pala Hridaya. And imagine a little pulsing golden light in the very center of the sole of your foot. Okay. Let's do a sun salutation, but have your balls nearby because we're going to make it a variation with some outward release. And this will be just to integrate some movement and also go a little deeper into the release work. So stand at the front of your mat. Visualize the very center of the sole of the foot as that pulsing golden light. Feel for activating through the 3 points of the ball of the foot and the heel. And then inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, bend your knees if you need. Feel how the weight redistributes in your foot. Try and keep the weight in the center of your foot and your arches lifting. Lunge, inhale, step the left foot back. Exhale, lower the left knee down. Keep the toes of the left foot tucked under. In a way, you can use that to stretch your foot by pressing the toes down and then reaching back with the heel. And then inhale, arms up, chest down. Stay connected to the front foot. Stay connected to creating 3 arches by pressing 3 points downwards. Hands to the mat. Inhale, step back into plank. Press the toes towards the floor, press the balls of the feet towards the floor. From there, lower knees down, lower chest forwards. Tops of the feet onto the floor. Slide your hands forward slightly. Reach back with your toes, spreading your toes. Inhale, press the tops of the feet into the floor. Curl your chest away from the floor. Over. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lunge with calf release. Inhale, step left foot forwards. Exhale, lower the right knee down and grab one of your balls. Okay, so if we're here with your ball, feel for bringing it onto the outside of the calf muscle. So it'd be like about like along this line of the foot. On the right calf, which is the one on the floor. Hands can stay on the ground. And then feel for, somehow maneuvering yourself. And you don't have to stay in a lunge position. We'll spend about 2 minutes here. So enough to get an answer of silence is enough to start to release the outer calf. And if you find a spot, you can also just sit so that that spot gets a little extra release. So I'm full mermaiding this on the spot that I found juicy. And I'm just gonna let this release and hang out for the next minute and a half. Also, I'm gonna coin the term mermaiding. Mermaiding my myofascial release. Oh. Oh yeah. And remember, you never have to stay static in life or as a mermaid. I feel like we should just do this for the rest of the month, you know?
I love it.
It's so good. And it, especially like if your feet and calf muscles change, like, God, everything else changes. It's so wild. Okay, slowly start to peel yourself out of mermaid, grow your land legs. Remember, left foot is set forward if you came out of lunge. Hands down onto either side of left foot, and then step the right foot forwards. Aim to keep your weight in the center of the feet. Reach your sit bones up, and just relax in the torso. Send one deep breath through your ribs towards your low back as a feeling for loosening your back towards the floor. Exhale, relax in your neck. Keeping your center. Bend knees gently. Inhale, reach arms up. Reach up through the armpits, reach up through fingertips. Visualize the center of your foot, golden and pulsing. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest, pressing through the 3 points of the foot. Notice how differently your right calf muscle is lit up right. Continue to keep your weight in the center of the foot as much as you can. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, staying aware of the center of your foot and how your posture has to shift to keep weight there. Lunge, inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, lower the right knee down, keep toes tucked under. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, press the floor away with both feet. For example, press a little more through the left heel. You'll feel the back of your leg and maybe your ass turn on. Press the left big toe down and you'll really feel some more stuff turning on. And then press through the little toe side of the foot and you should feel like the left outer side of the knee and maybe even the outer edge of the thigh turning on. Hands down to the mat. Inhale, step into plank, pressing the ground away with feet. Press the ground away also with the centers of your hand. Lower knees down, lower chest down, tops of feet on the floor. Slide hands forward. Reach backwards through feet and inhale, curl your chest up. Pull with the hands forwards. Like you're lengthening your chest towards whatever's in front of you. Exhale, lower the chest down slowly by pressing through the center of the hand and bending elbows and bringing chest down. Downward facing dog. Lunge with calf myofascial release. Inhale, right foot forward between hands. Exhale, lower left knee down. Go ahead and grab your ball. Feel for starting to massage the outer edge of the left calf muscle. whatever way works for you. Remember, you do not have to stay in lunch. Oof. And we got about 2 minutes here to explore this. Oh.
Mm.
You know how a lot of people are like, I need a vacation from my vacation?
Yeah,
Whenever I travel, I'm always like, I need a myofascial release for my vacation.
exactly.
I need to roll on some balls for my vacation.
Especially after long travel days,
Yes.
sleeping in new beds, you know?
Yeah. Your body's just like a little cranky
What?
and like you maybe like walked way more than you normally would. I mean, I walk a lot, and yet like when I travel, I have like 30,000 step kind of days. Like it's like
Uh-huh.
ridiculous often. And if
On
it's
this
not,
retreat,
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, but so many people were wearing like aura rings or some sort of tracking device, and they're
Uh-huh.
like, I've never had such bad numbers. You know, red eye flights and different time
Oh yeah.
zones and getting up early for yoga and
Yeah.
not, you know, just like, yeah, but aura rings don't track your soul.
Yeah. And also
Mm,
like how quick we can shift our feeling state just through our thoughts.
hmm.
Like
Totally.
it doesn't really I don't know, it puts a lot of weight on things that are results but not causes.
Totally, which is why I don't do it.
Yeah. Okay, start to finish
Like, you
up on
don't
this
need to
side.
know.
Say what?
I was like, I don't need a device to tell me if I slept well or
Oh my
if I
gosh,
need
yeah.
to move my body.
Yeah. Come on out of the pose, peel yourself out. Come back into lunge. Right foot is forward. From there, hands on the floor, and then keep your centered awareness in the center of the right foot. As you press through the right foot, put more weight there to lift the hips, lift the left foot, and then place the left foot down too. Once both feet are down, keep your center of gravity in the middle of your feet. Stretch your sit bones up. Inhale, lengthen your ribs away from your low back. Exhale, relax the weight of your head down. Press through the 3 points of both feet. Inhale, reach arms up, chest. Exhale, hands to center of chest. Okay. From here, we're going to use a wall or have a wall nearby. Okay, so there's 3 poses. Just watch me first. Okay, first pose, because it wouldn't be a fun like foot day if we didn't do tree. So the first, and if you need the wall nearby, you can always have that. But first is you bring the right heel up towards the calf, or you bring it up higher, or you can come into half lotus for tree. Okay, and arms can either be stable or you can get wonky. And another up level is eyes either start open or you start to close progressively. Okay,
Mm,
practice about 8 breaths on each side. And as you practice, see how you can challenge yourself by up leveling and at the same time keeping awareness of the 3 points at the bottom foot. Did you start to close your
close
eyes?
my eyes.
Ah,
Yes.
me too. Okay, slowly come out of the pose, change sides. And it's like, oh, she's doing it too. So either heel towards calf, heel above the knee, or half lotus. I had one teacher, beautiful teacher. Her whole thing is that she's from India, so her how she's been steeped in yoga since a young age is very different than many of us here on this side of the world. And her whole thing is that each asana is a seat for the mind. Which, like, I think most of us have like heard that, like, oh yeah, it's a pose and like it means a seat, and okay, it's a seat for your mind. But the idea is no, like when it's a tree pose or a tree seat of your mind must become like the tree. That's you being in the pose, or you must become like the cobra. And for me, she even said, she's like, but what people don't realize is that trees move. Like they think it's so, just because it's rooted that it like doesn't move. But no, trees are literally always moving and they're breathing and they're alive. So like let yourself breathe and move and wobble and fall, but still maintaining that rootedness that the tree gives. Okay, go ahead and come out of the pose. Watch me. Okay, next pose. Once again, you can try this on the wall or not. Okay, this is an up level to easy vertical paradise. So you would start by picking the ball of the foot up, and then you have to get your elbow underneath the knee. Okay, from there, you wrap the hand up towards low back, and you can clasp or use a strap. Okay, this is stage one. It's just getting down like this. Okay, and I'll show a variation on the wall in a second. Okay, then stage two, it helps to bend the other knee, and then you start to lift the leg up. Okay. And then depending on your quad and hamstrings, then you can also practice straightening up the foot. Okay. So for people who are not going to try it like that, you come to the wall, you put one foot up the wall, and then you reach the chest down in between the legs. So that's stage one. Stage two, you loop the arm behind the leg, hand comes to the back, and the other hand clasps. And the idea here is to open up your chest or to maybe walk the foot up the wall to get the leg a little more straight. Okay? 6 breaths per side in whichever variation you want to play with.
What do you think is better for my shoulder got really cranky?
Probably on the wall.
But that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, if
I'm new to
shoulders or
bird.
hips are cranky, try on the wall.
Okay.
Because even phase one, that first phase, you can just hang out here. You don't even have to do too much shoulder stuff.
Yeah.
And that should still feel like, especially if you, so whichever, say my left shoulder is connected to my left knee, left thigh. If I then lean the weight of the torso back, it gets a little more opening in the hip of the left hip. If I lean my weight forwards, it opens the bottom of the hip more. So, like hamstring area. So yeah, feel for, whichever that feels yummier. And if you want to open the chest, you can.
Oh, look at that.
And if you have hands clasped, you can also so my left foot's on the wall, my right elbow, I can bend it a little bit more. And that will also, like, I feel that not only in the shoulder, but how the shoulder opens also like opens the other hip flexors. So just like reaching the right elbow towards the right. So whichever elbow is not closer towards the wall reaches away from the wall. Do you feel that? Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, let's change sides. Otherwise, if somebody's watching the recording actually in Bird of Paradise, they're dying. Once again, foot comes up the wall, and you can either relax your chest down or you open chest.
Oh, this side's way different.
And also use both feet. So like the foot that's up on the wall, it's kind of easy to forget it. And it's just kind of there and it's just holding space for you to be in this pose. But can you press a little more through the big toe ball of the foot? See what that does. Press a little more through the little toe side of the ball of the foot. See what that does. Maybe press through the heel. Notice how when you press through the heel, it almost helps you straighten the leg. Because it helps put more effort and movement into the hamstring. And then with the foot on the floor, those 3 points also help you connect to the leg in a different way. So for me, by actually pressing down through the big toe side of the foot and then the heel, it's like I can actually lean the weight of my chest back more while feeling open and stable. Okay, come on out of pose. Watch me for what's next. Okay, standing balancing twist with or without a wall. So for standing balancing twist, first stage is you bring the knee up. Other hand comes to the knee. And the other arm can either stay there or opens up. Okay, I'll show you the wall variation in a second. For phase 2, you grab the foot and then you straighten the leg. Okay, and then go. Okay, for the wall variation, you probably guessed it, foot to the wall. Okay, and then hand can come to the thigh, the knee, the calf, or reach towards the wall. But you then start to open the chest. Hand can be on the sacrum, or hand can reach over. Okay, 6 reps per side. Once again, see how you can use both feet in whatever position you choose. Use all 3 points of the foot. Okay. Yummy. Once you finish up, you can either take a shavasana or come to a seated meditation pose. Wrap today up. If there's anything your body needs before shavasana, go for it. Ooh, and if you want to use your balls underneath, say, low back or underneath part of your glutes, like the piriformis, or if you want to have them in shoulder blades, wherever feels good. And then talking about how our mind can help us shift our state very quickly. Wherever feels activated in your body right now, feel for how can you immediately shift to a place in your mind where you just get and you feel into things working out for you. Notice how your body responds to cultivating that thought pattern. Cultivate the thought pattern that you expand in abundance, success, and love every day. And you're helping others to do the same. If you encounter any resistance or tension at a physical level to that thought, breathe into the area of tension. Exhale through your mouth audibly. And then come back to that thought or any thought you can reach for right now that feels good. Still, if you find tensions at a physical level, exhale them out. Like how hurricanes actually are there to help the ocean come back to balance. Your exhales help release tensions that are actually contradictory to the potential your mind and your life has for you. Uh, you feel ready to come out, slowly start to move. Take the next minute to sit up. Mm-hmm. Yummy doodle do. So thank you for coming to spend time with me this morning. Thank you for sharing
Thank
all
you.
your magic and your wins and the joys. And I'd love to get to see you before I have to fly off again.
You said you leave on the 24th?
Yes.
Okay. I would really love to book a massage with you
Okay. I can send
if
you
there's time.
yeah, I can send you my scheduling app. Because
Okay.
that's, at least for scheduling that kind of stuff, that's just the easiest.
Yeah, let's do that.
And
And
I'll send
then,
you all my my list of things I got going on.
perfect.
That may have evolved since the last time.
Cool.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Have a beautiful start to the weekend. I'm so excited for the weekend. I never thought I'd be one of these people, but living for the weekend.
There's something fun about a weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
All
Have an
right.
awesome day, Julie.
Mwah. Thank
Bye.
you.